we are moving into the summer of 1775, and we have moved everybody's impulses. I believe they go up to 4 now. They had a 5 on there, but it was errated. On a final map, they could have got that right. That's kind of scary, but hey, we won't go there. All right, we have yet to figure out the initiative for this new turn. One thing we want to make note of from the last turn, and I was going to make note of it, was you're only allowed certain limits of militia units in each colony. Now, one thing about these units here, the 1775 units, that black dot indicates that they're not counted towards the maximum limits. And I do believe they still have their regional limitations too, so we will go ahead and put him with the units at Worcester, and they have a total of 8 now in Massachusetts. But like I said, they don't count. Let me show you right here. All right. They're distinguishable from other units by a black dot at the bottom of their counter. The start militia counters do not count against militia values listed on the militia maximums chart. Now, I also am interpreting it that this militia maximums chart don't come in until 1776, so we are not going to be restrained by that rule yet. There's other things we got to do. I think we might have to redo our cards, deal out some cards, everything for this new turn. And then there's all kinds of stuff involved in that if we get a card with the opposition's flag on it. I think I'm really happy about that last video. I think that was by the book. Like I said, if anybody sees anything that I'm doing wrong, please let me know. We'll be back. All right, I just want to make note of this. The important concepts of the game. Might be a little bit of a conflict, but I'll show you how I am interpreting it. And one of the main concepts of the game is right here. At no time in the game, and it says it doesn't matter 1775 or 1776, can a colony have more militia than listed on the maximums chart. And New Hampshire is listed with 6, but what overrides that is the fact that do not count against militia values listed in the militia maximums chart. So therefore, we will definitely be keeping the 2 militia that Arnold took with him up here in Massachusetts. Now that he can't leave his region, which is this brown colored spot, but within the region you have your colony, so you can move from colony to colony. That's another thing I forgot to mention, and I knew it at the time, but I just noticed it in my video when I was talking about old Allen going against Ticonderoga. He can't leave his little spot. I already got a hold of old Gilbert, and when you zoom in on the map, and if you're from this area, you know where Norwich is, but I didn't, and it is on the right-hand side of that river, so he can't even go over there and attack Ticonderoga. All right, we will be right back. All right, just for a little notation, the units that start on the map that I'm calling 1775 militia are distinguished by the black dot. None of these units are on the map yet. All the militia units that are on the map are these black dot ones. They do not count towards the LCCM, local, I don't know what the, let me see. I think maybe he's got it in here for us. There you go. Loyalist and militia muster chart. So there's the maximums. I got, militia maximums chart. Oh, there you go. Yeah. There's the one we're looking for, militia maximums. Muster's a whole different deal. So we will be back. It's not muster time. I don't think that happens till 1776. We're going to deal now with cards and see how we deal with that on a new turn. We'll be right back. All right, game note to be made, and something we might have skipped in our initial, and I don't think it makes a difference on game integrity, but it says here, each player moves a d6 to see who moves first for the last action round. Well, that was fine, but it says this is called having initiative. Only on turn 1 does a tie call for the reroll until one person has the initiative. It's no big deal. But it says here, an action pulse and an action round. The completion of 4 action pulses or rounds constitutes an action cycle. I'm trying to think of, it tells you here in the last action round you roll for initiative. Oh, let me see. We just went ahead with the British going first, I guess. Yeah, we should have rolled for that. It didn't make no difference on the game, so we'll just know that from now on. But let me reread this and make sure I got this right. Each player was a D6 to see who moves first for the last action round. All right. An action pulse consists of players, which we did. After each player performs their action pulse along with free actions, an action round is completed. Turn 1 consisted of 2 action rounds instead of 4, so that might have been what messed us up. The completion of 4 action rounds. So from now on in the game, after 4 of them, the last one we re-roll. We'll remember that. That's for sure. As a matter of fact, let me place a dice on there. We'll be right back. A lot of things to remember in this game. A lot of things to remember. They should have a marker up here with a die on it, but let's see here. Action round 0. All right, let me see action round 1. When it comes to the last action round, we will have a die on there to tell us the roll for initiative on that one. There you go. That'll help us out a little bit because we can't remember all this. Who can? Give us some help on the board here. Compass Games. All right, we'll be back. Yeah, it should have a marker on there that says, you know, last action round, roll for initiative, but we have a die on there to remind us ourselves. We'll be right back. All right, checking out the procedures here, making sure we're doing everything right, and hopefully it's telling us what to do next. We started off with both players rolling for initiative. The British won. The winner in the initiative took his first action phase, or action pulse. Then I took, or the colonial player took his action pulse. That was now, the first round was over. We moved the marker down to 1. There's only 2 rounds in the first turn. All right, both players rolled D6 again. That's what we didn't do, but say we did, and the British won. The winner takes the second action pulse. So it was fine. Like I said, it had nothing really to do with the game. Notice it is possible to have back-to-back pulses, so that's what we did. The other player takes his action pulse. Now that is done with the second action round. It says repeat this for 3 and 4, but we only have 2. So after this, we do that. After 4 action rounds, proceed. The action cycle is over, which it was. Proceed to the administration phase. So if you go over here, where are we at here real quick? I thought I had it ready to go for you, but I see I don't. All right. Administration phase is check for victory. We didn't have that. And advance a season marker on a turn track. Now we're up to date. We just did that. So there you go. But now I need to find out what we do for the next turn. Let me look underneath here and find out what's going on, because there's leader muster actions and all kinds of other things that are coming up. We will be back before we proceed to our next turn. Note to be made, but I don't know how I'm going to denote this. Is winner turns action cycle consists of only 2 action rounds. Huh. All right. Oh, he can also use eligible action card depending on, we know all about that. Let me check this out real quick and make sure we can proceed to turn number 2. I'm thinking. We'll be right back. Right, section 20.0 tells us what we're looking for. It comes down here. It says 3 action cards are dealt each player in the early spring turn of every year, so we don't do that no more. All right, until the early spring next time. Oh, we're all set. We're looking forward to our next turn. Let me see if there's anything else we need to be aware of before we proceed. And I believe we're ready to proceed. We will roll for initiative, and at the very last action round, we'll roll again. So there you go. It's called having the initiative, whatever that does. Another thing I said earlier was what would be the benefits of moving Arnold up to Halifax in this next turn coming up for reinforcements. I was looking mostly at the map for anything, but I think the only benefit is you get an extra militia, or whenever he gets up there. What's he get with the British reinforcements? Tell me I don't have that with me. Colonial reinforcements, yeah. Add 1 colonial regular with Benedict Arnold. So that is the definite Benny of getting up there at that Fort Halifax. So we might have to take him up on that one. All right, well, that's all that needs to be said, but the British know about that. And like I said, they want to roll for initiative, and they can get somebody up there. First thing we do, I think, is look for reinforcements. Let me see here. We'll be right back as we proceed. All right. In the sequence and play, you also want to take special attention to all turns. Both reinforcement charts are consulted, and reinforcements are placed. The units moving from the Europe box by naval transport do not consume APs, and last but not least, leaders are promoted, demoted, and removed and transferred. Let me see if there's something in the back about that before we proceed, if there's something we needed to do real quick, or if that just is dealing with the reinforcement chart, although it did say they were demoted and promoted, so let me find that out real quick before we proceed. Turn 2. And the British are bringing in 2 British regulars. Look down here for the old BR. So, we'll take now I wonder if you could take 2 1s, or I guess 2s. Huh, I'm not sure how you break that down. Can I do it like this? You know, or is this a unit like this that has been reduced in strength? They don't really tell you that either. Is this reduced side, or is I don't think that's his reduced strength side. I think this is, you can break them down like this, but we'll just use a 2 marker. And destination Boston. Now all reinforcements, unless specifically noted, appear in the From Europe box. So look at, whoop, we're looking at the wrong units here. Would be nice if we had the right one. Oh, where we at here? Okay. So we got the big tour for the British. There you go, red for British. And now let's got to do our counter clipping. Hanging Chads. Be right back. Right, I don't know. I showed you this little thing I made in earlier videos that I deleted, but this is my little military push me pull you, since Gilbert wants his game to be so freaking big. And we can get them there. There they are. They're all the way up there. All right, it'll push me pull you back here. And what else we got going on? That'll be the reinforcement. Now, it does say down here. Ooh. Oh, where did I see that at? Let me press pause real quick. All right, that is the end, or that is a reinforcement phase for the British player. It says here in the last action of the reinforcement phase, leaders can be redeployed subject to the rules of seniority. That is, a 4-star, 3-star leader cannot be placed on a 2 strength point stack. Well, why not? He could command up to, let me see, can attack, retreat, combat up to 10 strength points. Can attack or combat with up to 20 strength points. And can command armies. There are space with more than 20. There are space with more than 20 strength points. The extra strength points are ignored. Huh. When there are no army units on the board, the leader must command the largest friendly strength point force. Okay, I'm with you. I see what's going on there. He's got to command the biggest force. I'm with you. So we understand what they're doing there. And a 2-star leader cannot be placed on a 20 strength points. Okay, alternately, they can be placed on a season turn record track. Start of the next turn. Alternately, they can be placed. Oh, check it out. Season. Well, let's look at this and decide what we want to do before we proceed. We are going to take advantage of that rule and move. Oh, where am I with this thing? Well, Hal to Ticonderoga. I think that's leaderless. It's got 1 strength point on it and a garrison. And we're also going to move Burgoyne to Quebec with Charlton. Now this way, since Charlton couldn't move out with that strength point, Burgoyne can. So there you go. We are definitely taking advantage of that rule where you can move units. And they give you a big example in there about how the British generals every season would go back to England and back and forth, and one general did it like 6 times across the Atlantic. So there you go. We'll take advantage of that rule. We have placed reinforcements, moved leaders as per the rules, and now I think it is the Colonials' turn. The British always get to put their reinforcements first, and now it'll be the Colonials' turn before we roll for initiative. We'll be right back. All right, early summer 1775 reinforcements for the Colonials will include 2 leaders, Ward and Putnam. We'll put those in the leader box for the Colonials. And since this game is so freaking massive, I'll have to use my old push me pull you. And there you go, on up here to the Colonial leaders box, ready to be deployed. There'll be certain criteria and rules for that, I'm sure. Now we come to the optional add 1 colonial regular. There he is, all spit polished, trimmed on up, and ready to go. Our first Colonial regular. Now, the thing of it is, that answers my question. If these units are based on steps, but they're not, because it says add one Colonial regular to flip them over. So there, and I'm pretty sure you can split them up any way you want to. So there you go. Don't really specify, but we're kind of getting the gist, as I like to say, from reading all these. So we'll take him up on that. But that will leave our spot there at Worcester leadered. But I think we could correct that with a movement of leaders coming on up, or deployment of leaders. So let's go ahead and take him up to Fort Halifax. There you go. And we will transfer Arnold up there with him. Alright. There you go. Now Arnold, I think, can only command 1 or 2 strength points anyway with that 1 star. Rather than that, he's a pretty good leader with that 5 marker on there. Yeah, he beats a lot of them. So there you go. That is it. We're going by the book, having a great time. Binge playing the game on my off season of work. Don't go back till March. All right, let me see. 1 strength point Arnold Fort in New England. If he is located in New England, or the Middle States, and he is located in New England. If anybody wants to find out, you can go over here. New England region includes Massachusetts, where he came from. All right, we're going to take a little break here. Maybe get us some lunch or something. We're having a great time with this game. When we come back, we'll roll for our initiative. I think we're ready for that phase. We'll be right back. All right, turn 2. Early summer. Rolling for the all-important initiative. And it might be early summer in the game, but boy, it is frightful out there. We're glad we're home for the season. I'm a construction worker, like I said. I don't have to go back out in it till March or April. It was bad last night. I don't know how the weather is. Maybe it's bad around the whole country. But yeah, I think it was snow and sleeting. And I was out delivering. I do my, I got this little delivery deal I got on this app on your phone. And phew, I work construction, make some good money, and I'm this thing here, I kid you not, there's no reason why you can't make $30-40 an hour doing that app. That's why I do it. I think if somebody introduced me to it, I'd give it a shot. You know, I ain't got much to do. And cha-ching, cha-ching. As a matter of fact, we're down here playing games, but I've been watching my app, and if it gets busy, old GWG's out making some cash. And the thing of it is, last year I did a little bit, but I went all over. I just went to go chase the money. This year I'm more kind of like, I don't really want to do that. It can get kind of hectic. I just want to stay around my own neighborhood, and I just go up and down this street, a few blocks from my house, within 5 miles. And it got so good one night, I think I was out till 1 o'clock in the morning. Last night I would have been out all night too, but the weather got so bad. So we were glad we get to stay in. When it clears up, maybe we'll go make a little side hustle. But right now we're going to roll for initiative. We just rolled, but we had to take 2. And that was the roll. So I don't know if you see me move these markers, but we'll do it here for you. And then initiative goes to the British this time. And the very last action pulse, or action round, whatever it is, we'll roll again. And it's called having the initiative. I don't know if that means actually having the initiative, or having is cutting it in half. I don't know what his meaning was in there. But there you go. We are ready. The British are going first again here in this turn. Let me look around, read everything up, and make sure we are up to date. And we'll be back. Maybe we'll call it a video here in a little bit, but till then, we're having fun learning War for America. And there's a little preview. When it comes time for our first battle, I'm going to do the old theatrics again. Well, we got to do it. I erased that one, so you know, I'm going to do it again. This time it'll be a lot better, and it'll be legal. We'll just see what's up. Always got to have a little bit of the theatrics and cheesiness on GWG. We'll be right back. All right. Upon further review, just when you're doing this first turn, this is really kind of key. And it tells you here, both players put their markers on a 2 box, all that good stuff. All the action cards, all that good stuff. The player's adult event cards, blah, blah, all that good stuff. But right here, you don't roll for initiative on that very first turn. I want to make that clear. And that's something we did wrong. But it ain't got no real big deal on the game. What you do is the British player takes the first action point after putting its reinforcements on the colonial player does. It says each player rolls a d6 to see who moves first for the last action round. So the British player got to go first. And I guess you can roll a d6 to find out if the colonial player gets to get his chance. All right. Only on turn 1 does a tie call for a reroll until one person has the initiative. It's no big deal. Now we went ahead. We're on turn 2. We both rolled for placed our reinforcements on all turns. Reinforcement charge considered. Units from the unit box are transferred, do not consume action points. Leaders are promoted, demoted, removed, and transferred, as we just did. So then we skip this early spring turns only because we're not there yet. Winter turns are not there yet. Now, we just rolled for the initiative, which is proper. But I just wanted to make sure I told you on this turn 1, there's really special conditions. You won't roll for the initiative. The British player always takes the first action phase, or action pulse. And then you roll to see who takes the first action pulse on turn 2. It'll be the last one on the turn 1 because there's only 2 pulses instead of 4. So I just want to make sure we were up to date on that. We might have had a little glitch, but it was no big deal. Nothing major, and we always want to be checking out these rules. We'll be right back because I think, let me see. After the initiative roll, the player with the higher result, the British, performs their first action pulse of the action cycle. Right back. All right, thumbing through the rules, we come to rule 19.24. Deals with Philadelphia / Wilmington. And it tells me the British player has to take his, like a supply source from their ports. And it says here, for British player, or if the British desire an line of communication by sea to the Middle States Ocean Blockade Zone, I guess that's what it's called, from Philadelphia, they must also control Delaware, or Wilmington, Delaware. This has nothing to do with having the standard line of communication overland from Philadelphia. So on reading that and knowing that, when we moved all of our units here into Philadelphia, we still don't control it because we don't have 4, but we had 1 movement point left. So what Clinton's going to do is move his 1 loyalist into Wilmington with himself staying there. And we'll leave those 2 in Philadelphia. So that's the residue from last turn, if we would have read the rules. But like I said, it's a learn through, and we're learning all this. So that'll be what the move will be. Like I said, when he moved on into Philadelphia, had 1 movement point left, he'll drop that unit off, move into Wilmington so he can establish himself a line of communications. He's got to start his LOCs from a port. So there's a port here. Is Wilmington a port too? Yeah, I guess it is. But it's a dual port. I guess it's one of the prerequisites. I'm sure Mr. Collins has his reasons. He does have a historical note there that says that Philadelphia was the biggest city in the colony, so maybe it takes 2 ports to supply it. That makes sense. Maybe that's what he's trying to do. All right, now we are down here. We got our good old compass games. Phil or Mr. Collins provided sequence of play. This will make everything real easy, so you got to flip through the book like we've been doing. So we're only on turn number 2, and by turn number 3, we're gonna be an expert at this game. So here you go. What else did I want to make note of? Always make note of the Caribbean. It says the game can be won or lost on here, so we'll keep an eye on it. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about moving that unit there, down here. Big question in the game has to do with starting positions, and it has this unit is going in the Caribbean. It's a garrison unit. Anywhere in the Caribbean, I'm going to go ahead and put him here on the Windward Islands as a garrison at that port. So there you go. I mean, they don't say specifically. I'm sure you don't stay out there in that box. Maybe he does. Maybe he does, and he has to be brought in. That might be what that is, but I'm not sure. They don't really move. That's strange. I'm not sure how to play that. That's the only big question mark I got. If anybody's watching this video, what do we do with that unit? All right. Other than that, it is our action pulse, and we are going to roll the die for our from Europe unit. Anything but a 1. Anything but a 1. Oh, you're kidding me. God. Oh, they don't like being moved from Europe. Where is my push me pull you that I made for specifically this game? So there you go. He gets 2. This will be 1. And then 2. And I guess he's out here in the middle states box. I wanted to get him deployed from there. But I'm not sure. Now maybe he can go in there. Hold on, let's see. I think they said anything but a 1. So 1 gets him here. 2, he goes in there from free, and then he can deploy. So we'll go ahead and deploy him into Philadelphia. And now Philadelphia has acquired 4 strength points for control. And I believe I might be doing this prematurely, but the U.S. political will, or congressional political will, just went down to 12. And the political will of the British just went up to 3 because the capital of the colonies has just been captured. We'll see what's up with that. That'll take care of our action pulse. Let me check out our freebies. We'll be right back before we call this a quick video. All right, then that'll be our free movement. I want to do that first. You can do it anytime you want. What we're going to do now is move what we did illegally in my deleted video. And maybe we'll have the rebar broadcast of my theatric battle. Yeah, it's all coming through now. Oh, Burgoyne. We're going to check him out. He's going to try to move on down here and engage with Norwich. Although we see what happened with our last battle. Maybe we can get some reinforcements coming on in here. We'll see. We'll be right back. That's what we got planned. All right, then. Burgoyne deployed to Quebec. And he will be rolling for activation, or an activation die roll. Did he go 5 or less, and he gets it, so he will be able to move. Oh, his full complement with his unit of 4 movement points. So we'll be right back. All right, zoom feature. He is in Quebec. How does he get down to Norwich? I'll show you here with the pointer. He will have 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 will take him to Otter Creek. Let's make sure we got that right. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 to Otter Creek. I'm pretty sure that's all I can go to. Can he come up this way? I don't believe. Oh, yes, he can. Let me try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, check that out. So he's got rivers till St. Francis. And then if we can look on the chart. Oh, and I can't believe we don't have it with me. I do. I'm going to have it on the other side. Wilderness Trail. Oh, 2 movement points. So there you go. That will slow him on down. Let's try this route. 1, 2, 3, 4. Have to stop there at Northumberland. Let me see this. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not that way. If it was all river, I'd get an extra one. So we'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stop him at Northumberland. All right, where we got him at there? Oh, Burgoyne. And he's at Northumberland. Well, I'll make sure I do that off camera. But then, let's make things a little bit interesting. Let's go over here to the cards here. Do we get lucky with the... Oh, we do. He's got another extended march card. So that'll get him there. So we will put that card back. This one in the discard pile. That gives our old Burgoyne an extra 2 movement points. The old boys are ordered to walk waist deep. Luckily for them, it's early summer or something like that. So hopefully it ain't too bad. Well, there you go. We are ready for the next video. Yeah. Let me make sure we did this right. We'll be right back. All right, one thing to keep in mind with these leaders when I placed them is they need to be on units they can command. It's that, you know, you can't put when you deploy them 1 star leader with 20 strength points, or 4 star leader with 2 strength points. I was thinking about old Hal, but he's okay there. We'll leave him there. We got to remember though, when we bring on the colonial leaders, we have 6 strength points here, and it has to go to by our most senior leader has to take care of the biggest force. Just want to make that note. We're calling this a video, and we'll see you on the next one. And when we come up, I could hear the music already in the background. Don't touch that dial. Guns are firing. All right, got one last note before we get to the cheesy video. And we forgot to have the colonial player transfer any leaders except those in the leader pool from and to friendly spaces. We did that with the colonials, but we did not do it with the we did that with the British. We didn't do it with the colonials. And that'll solve our problem about not having anybody in Worcester. Let me check and see if we want to switch anybody really quick. He can't move out. I think I've already checked this out. Oh, that's a British leader anyway. We are short on. Oh, really short on. Oh, colonial leaders. We have 2 of them? I guess that's right. We only have Arnold and Ethan Allen until we can bring them on. So I guess that's mute. We won't be doing that. Now we'll call it a video. Yeah, let's just we're learning this and doing this together, and I just wanted to make sure. But yeah, we're short on leaders until we get those in there. So Worcester stays ungarrisoned, but used up their only action pulse with the battle coming up with Norwich.